Alright guys, so back back at it again here in Limbus Company. We have obtained the pass here for season 1. I'm just gonna see like what kind of rewards we get, if it's like I guess I mean for these mobile games it's always like it's always good to have it, since you do get quite a few things, but I think the game does offer like enough free stuff for you to be able to like get some of the rare stuff. And I don't think, like, knowing Project Moon, I don't think they would lock these OP characters in like behind all of the I mean lock the OP characters behind paywalls. So I think like even the free characters might still be enough, like as long as you know how to play the game, like actually like choose correctly. I think you can still win. I mean, yes, you can still pass the levels. But first we're gonna start off with some extract here. So extracting, I just realized, I just noticed like a couple days, like a few days, or yesterday or the day before that this was the thing. So I have like since it has been like a couple days before the last recording session that I did. So yeah, so I have like logged in and just done the login reward thing, and didn't really do any missions, but we're gonna start off with some extractions here. You know, instead of like doing the Gregor, which I don't think it matters too much, I'll just do this. Oh, this one I can use the pass for it. Yeah, let's just use some lunacy for this. Okay, two. It seems like it's two rare ones. Okay.
아, 당신이야? 나한테 명령 내린다.
Okay, Rodion. I think we can do it again, right? Well, we have a gold one. Is this 3-star? I don't know, this is how I open my Hearthstone cards when I was still playing Hearthstone. Okay, no, nothing. Are you serious? Okay, well, let's... Yeah, I'll do... I have 2 passes, so I'll just do 1 here.
파우스트예요. 잘 부탁드려요.
Okay, Faust. 2-star Faust.
본측 이스마엘. 제가 도와드릴 게 있나요?
Wait. What? Oh. Okay, there are multiple 2 stars. And do they like what's their attributes should be different, right? I don't see their attribute. So this is so annoying. I don't know. Well, we'll just keep going and we'll see. I have no idea. I think I want to be like try to get this fraction here to be as close to to fill this fraction. I'm not sure. I'm not sure what that thing on the right side is. With a guttural noise, the side of the bus lurches and splits open. A number of human shapes littered the ground before its maw. Some were still conscious, while others weren't exactly in one piece. Then the bus began devouring those served to it in the most literal sense, gluttonously, voraciously. Roshu watched it with a satisfied expression, seemingly determined to savor every moment. While in the corner of my eye, Sinclair was clearly distressed. Hey, all look like they're out of their minds. Don't you think so too? His reaction got me curious to know their stories. Just to make sure none of you were forced to join, right? Though what I was involved in before my heads changed, it's a mystery. I myself was practically forced to join the company, judging from what I know at the moment. And maybe they aren't so different from me, or so I thought when. Sinclair's head dropped in response, like I struck a nerve. That's right. It was by my choice. I'll get used to this, right? He muttered as if he was talking to someone other than me. This is what I would have done even if the company recruited me not. Look, young horde of evil approaches. Okay, so there was a lot of tutorial, and of course
검은 아직 벼려 있어.
oh, so every one of them have a different defense skill. Evade
지금은 조금 바쁩니다.
and guard. I think I'm just gonna take it slow at this point.
신속히 처리해.
I don't think I'm gonna worry about like defending and evading until I can't do anything about it anymore. Until like I'm getting beat. I think in Library of Runa I was kind of doing the same thing. I was like, oh, I can't beat this anymore, so I should think about what my actions actually mean, rather than just doing whatever. I'm not sure this is a
승리했어.
I'm not sure if this is a good strategy or not, but I think it's good to, like, if you, there is a lot going on in this game, and that's
1%의 제 실력이 합쳐진
difficult,
결과였습니다.
right, to take in everything. So might as well just take in some at one time, and then just continually grow your knowledge of the game and take things slowly and gradually. Alright, we're level 2. Of course, there's no real reason to worry about the energy at this point. I mean, with every single mobile game has an energy system. It's like forcing you to spend money to get more energy. I'm not sure about this game. I think it might be doing the same thing, but I hope that there's like other ways to get more energy. Gee, when was the last time I had a feast? I think a big blocky machine is better than we do.
제공되는 식사는 모두
Do you mind
정량이에요.
that all meals are provided with appropriately determined quantities?
그 정도 먹어서는
It's
기운이
not
안 난단
nearly
말이야.
enough to get me going. I thought I heard Heathcliff shout, "You think I'm doing this on full stomach?" in the distance, but Yodia seemed to pretend she heard nothing. Speaking of, does this bus run on stuff like blood or protein?
엔케팔린이에요.
It's ecophyllin,
로보토미
an
코퍼레이션에서
energy source the Lobotomy
알려주세요.
Corporation treated.
이전 엘사 말이군요.
You mean the previous Corp? I heard it produced energy using its singularity. All that remains of the company now is rubble.
맞아요.
That's right, which is why it's become a rarity these days. Wait, so right, the Lobotomy Corporation got destroyed, and then but Angela and what's his name? Angela and the protagonist, and I forget his name, but they survived and they are like roaming the world, I think.
하지만 메피스토펠레스는
However,
신체에서
Mephistopheles is capable of forcibly extracting ecophyllin from the body. The body? I posed a question watching Altis give orders to other sinners, then glancing to the maw of the bus in turn.
엔케팔린은
Correct. Ecophyllin
뇌와
can only be
척수신경에서
extracted from the brain and the spinal
특히나
nerves.
생명 활동이
It can be
있을수록
taken from live
효율이
subjects
좋죠.
for greater efficiency. So that's why Virgilius told the sinners not to kill the assailant. Okay, and
그럼 해당
if
부위만
why the
먹여도
rest of their
되는 거 아니야?
body, if why the rest of their body is what you're thinking, there is a point, as their blood and flesh can also be processed into fuel.
엔케팔린이
Well,
식용과
ecophyllin
투정을
is
위해서
used to
필요하다면
generate ignition and
나머지
thrust. The
생체물질은
remaining
순환할 때
organic matter
사용되죠.
is spent on maintaining speed,
엔케팔린이
thus reducing
되도록 천천히
ecophyllin
소모되게 하기
usage.
위한 설계죠.
Well, that's use all of the animal. A hybrid. Faust went on to explain how much of the vehicle's fuel is taken from the branch facilities, and that it won't be a sufficient source on its own. But most of it went in one ear and out the other. Well, that's complicated. I got that it's tough work at least.
뭘요?
Don't mention it.
파우스트는
Faust
고생하지
knows no
않는답니다.
struggle.
고생은
If anyone's doing the heavy lifting,
관리자 양반
it'd be
또
us.
온다고.
Hey, manager butt. More coming. More incoming. Okay, so we're just mauling a bunch of normal dudes, or just ads at this point.
출진이다! 순조로운
혈이 난자로
I think I'm starting to lose some clashes already.
죄를 새겨주겠어. 흉터의 결과야.
순조로운 전략입니다. 좋은 전략입니다.
I need to take a look. Okay, so the thrust. That's a slash thrust. And there's a blunt. Spend 3 charge to inflict 4 bind next turn.
신속히 처리하죠.
약점 파괴.
좋은 전략입니다.
I don't understand. It's a little bit more confusing than Library of Runa. I keep comparing this to Library of
1%의
Runa.
제 실력이 합쳐진 결과였습니다.
Okay, we can have 5 people here.
명령이라면 제가 원하는 대로 베어버려도 되나요?
Right, and I can also use ego skills.
어이, 적당히 끝내라.
Hey, that's enough of that. We're expecting a guest any time now. Virgilius said, poking his head out the window. A guest? Who?
처음으로 가는
I've determined that we'll need a guide as this is our first trip to a dungeon.
저 혹시 림버스 컴퍼니에서 오신 분들 맞나요?
Excuse me, are you the people from Limbus Company? Someone approaches us slowly.
맞나 보네요.
Looks like it. The boss had just about finished his meal, crunching on the last remaining bone chips. Yuri watched it indifferently before introducing herself.
예전 엘사에서 근무했던 유리예요.
I'm Yuri, a former employee of the previous Corp. Really? I look forward to working with you. I guess Yuri is a pretty common name in Lobotomy Corporation and Library of Runa. By Corp, do you mean has to be Lobotomy Corporation?
네,
That's right.
우리는
We
로보토미
will explore the
코퍼레이션.
former branch facilities of
골든
Lobotomy
베이의
Corporation,
기부들입니다.
also called the old Corp. Former branch facilities.
저라면 불러도 절대 안 왔을 것 같은.
If I were you, I wouldn't have taken this part in this.
불악한 날개라는
Being a fallen wing and everything, I doubt your employment ended on a pleasant terms.
무슨 소리야?
What are you on about?
날개고 뭐고
Any point in your
돈만
life
있더라면
can be pleasant as long as you have money to spend. I heard those places are still teeming with monsters to this day.
괴물이 아니라 환상체.
Not monsters,
어쨌든
abnormalities.
사실이에요.
The rumors are true either way.
하지만 더 중요한
Okay,
건
so the
있죠.
abnormalities are returning. Right. But there are more important
지구
matters.
가장 깊숙한
In the
곳에
deepest reaches of these
최근에
branches
피어나기
are
시작한
neoplastic,
내세의 기술의
plant-like
핵심
growth
정수가 존재해요.
holding the essence of Corp's technology.
단테.
Dante,
며칠 전에
if you
내가
remember,
제안했던
I
걸
believe I offered to let you
기억합니다.
finish engraving your
성을
aspect a few days ago.
말했는데
Engraving your aspect.
황금가지를
With the
모아
essence, those golden
정도는
bows
어려운 일이 아니게 될 겁니다.
in our hands, it'll be as easy as pie. The word aspect still makes my head ache. What was I trying to do?
억지로 떠올리려고 할 필요는
There's no
없어요.
need to rouse your brain trying to remember what you can't.
전부 알게
It'll all
될
come
테니까요.
back in due time. I returned a slow nod to false placid advice. Okay, it's similar to I mean, it's like I can't help but compare this to the Library of Luna. Like even the story here, it's like we as the protagonist, like our memory. It's we don't have a memory of our past life, and then like we get dragged into this corporation, this place, and then we're like sent down to these battles, and as we keep battling, we regain parts of our memory. And yeah, so I wonder what's Dante's past memory or past life is like. Alright, for now I should focus on what I currently know and see. And if it's Lobotomy Corp we're scouring, we might find some ecophyllin too. Oh, does that mean we won't have to feed people into our vehicle?
넣지 않아도 되겠네요.
거기다가
We could also grab some eagle if you're lucky, so that's 3 rats with 1 stone.
일석삼조네요.
Or birds, you mean? Eagle? That's another unknown term that makes my head tilt. But in any case, it seemed rather rude to keep talking to each other when we had a guest on board. And someone else seemed to agree. So, Miss Yuri, what have you been up to since the layoff? Gregor gave his best shot at making some conversation with a well-mannered, with a well-meaning smile to put the newest passenger at ease. His brows seemed to twitch due to a lack of practice, but it's no big deal. It appears to me that thou art an honorable fixer. It is said that all fixers exude the noble scent of heroes. As Yuri was nodding lightly, I heard Ishmael let out a deep sigh. I don't know who gave you that idea, but fixers are anything but noble or heroic. The only scent you'll smell is the miserable stink of wage slaves. Couldn't have been easy to find another job so soon. Good that you're holding up.
아직은
For now,
계약직이에요.
I'm just a contract worker.
아하. 굳이 다시
Aha,
이곳으로
that explains why you
기어들어온
decided to
이유로
crawl on
그걸
back
했네요.
there.
예전 직장으로
Did they
돌아가서
promise to
그게
promote you to
한편으로
team
치면
leader or something if you struck gold in your former workplace?
실적을 세우면
My contracts might get extended if I return with results. Right, a good result is something to risk your life for if you want to earn a permanent spot.
아, 그거 참
And
부질없는
what a
모습이네요.
futile life that is. Hey, what's with the sarcasm? Is something a problem?
글쎄요.
I don't know. I have a problem with every single thing I'm hearing right now.
마음에 안 드는 거 천지라.
Seemingly unaffected by the abrasive attitude, Ryuri quietly took an empty seat. Looking back and forth between the two, Gregor returned to his seat as well, scratching his head. I can't seem to get used to being around these people. It will be beneficial for you to adapt to them sooner than later, Dante. Sharon, time to go. Our guest has taken her seat. Nephi's turn revived. Sharon's raring to drive. Okay, so let's try to use some eagles. Okay, first I need to... Okay, I need some of these energy here.
재미는 없겠지만 그렇게 할게요. 흉터의 결과요.
신속히 처리하죠.
되는 건 즐겁네요.
Alright. Now... Yeah, using Eagle actually costs a lot of resource, so I can't actually use anything.
출진이다.
신속히 처리하죠.
좀 더 잘 뵐 수 있을 것 같은데요.
좋은 전략입니다.
되는 건 즐겁네요. 가야 할 곳으로 보내준 것뿐이죠. 보이는 걸 베어냈을 뿐이고요.
I mean, even in Liber of Runa, like the emotion system was a little bit like positive and negative emotion. I still couldn't really get used to like what that was all about. So I just played the game, and even if you don't know about everything, like it's still fine. Like you can still win. But so I don't know if I'll be able to grasp like what the emotion system in this game is like. But I'll try to get used to like what's going on and everything like that. And obviously you don't need to optimize every single thing.
다들 뭐가 그렇게 바쁜지.
Defeat 20
적어도 담배
enemies.
태울 시간은 줘야 되지 않겠어?
Well, I think defeating 20 enemies, 120 enemies, that's just gonna take time. Similarly with the stage. Oh, these you can go back, but but you still have to go and do the mission again. Like there's no quick thing where you just click a button and you automatically finish. You still have to actually play out the mission again. Well, we're just gonna continue, I guess. Alright, minus 12, sure. And I don't see any reason to change my comp here.
모두에게 평등하게. 모두에게 평등하게.
아이고, 작전 호출.
Yeah, maybe just sure.
내가 나설 차례인가? 근데
Sorry to ask,
지도는 제게 있는데.
but if as a map, how do
길은
you know
어떻게
what
알고
roads to
가는
take? Answer this. The bus keeps speeding anyway.
그건 말이지.
We do have something to lead us.
감이지.
Intuition.
카룬의 감.
Sharon's intuition.
네?
What?
분홍머리.
Pinky
카룬의
hair.
그 이상한 종이로
Explain
만든
why you
건
keep
뭐야?
rubbing that old paper in Sharon's face.
계속 이상한
Because you
방향으로
keep
가니까
going in
그렇죠.
weird
이
directions.
지도를 보세요.
Take a look at this map.
우리가 가는
Our
쪽은
destination is
남동쪽
to the
방향인데.
southeast of here. Sharon reluctantly gives the map a cursory glance, as she couldn't ignore the thing right in front of her eyes.
마음이 향하는 곳.
Follow the heart.
그곳에 진짜
That's where
길이
the true
있을지.
path lies.
옳소. 우리는
Here,
모두
we all must follow our heart's lead.
그냥 지도 보는 법도 모르는
You're
길치라는
just
거잖아요.
admitting that you can't read the map.
제가 하고
You
싶은
took the
말을
words
대신해
right
주실
out of
줄이야.
my mouth. Yuri and Ishmael put a palm over their respective faces at the same time, almost like they were in sync.
오, 우리 기사님.
Did our
친구가
driver make a new
됐었나 봐?
friend?
분홍머리가 계속
Pinky
제잘거려.
keeps on blabbing.
난 길을
I know
알고
the way.
있단 말이야. 아니 그러니까
No, I mean,
방향이
you're
잘못-
going the wrong direction.
앞에
Look
그
ahead.
장애물이야.
More obstacles.
부릉부릉.
Do I
갈까?
room?
아니 카론.
No, Sharon.
기다려봐.
Wait a second.
보스가
Famish hooligan. Looky, nice bus you got here. Why don't you give me a ride?
메피스토펠레스의
I
후식
guess
시간인 모양이군.
Mephistopheles could use a helping of dessert.
내리지.
Get on
아직
down.
밥을
He
더
needs to be
먹여야겠어.
fed just a bit more.
죄를 새겨주겠어.
좀더잘
목표.
되는 건
I hope we can like build our skills anytime, like sometime soon. Okay, these guys are actually like good, like more people with more skills.
죄를 새겨주겠어.
출진이다.
되는 건 즐겁네요.
혈이 난자오. 흉터의 결과요.
Okay, I'll have to learn about like
갈갈이 베어버렸어.
all the stagger and some and other stuff like some other way, because this is just, we're just rolling through this without much work. And I think you learn more by actually like having a difficult mission, and then
제가 원하는 대로 베어버려도
like, and now
되나요?
just learn when there's a difficult mission and actually figure out the puzzle to actually solving it.
이쪽이 동쪽일까요? 서쪽일까요?
Now Sharon, tell me, is this east or west?
카로는 두 가지 방향만
Sharon only
알아.
knows two directions.
매피의
Memphis
앞쪽과
front and
뒤쪽.
back.
지금까지
How
방향도
did you
모르는
come so
사람이
far with a
어떻게
driver who has
운전기사가
zero
돼요?
sense of direction?
카론,
Sharon, like I said, the
그러니까요.
sun rises
해가 뜨는
from...
쪽이
Is the driver's seat three heads gathered together or a map? Well, one of them might have been at a slightly different elevation from the others.
꼬맹이. 너도
지켜봐.
저기 끼어 있어야 하는
지켜봐?
거 아니야?
Aren't you gonna join them too?
무례한 소리.
I beg your pardon, I'm no child. I'm most certainly not little. Watching Don Quixote shake her fists sky high at the rodeo, I noticed a bitter gaze falling upon them out of the corner of my view. I'm starting to think that Yuri Gao might have put up with a rough childhood. Gregor turned around to take a glance in my direction, then shook his head and went back to looking at the driver's side with his chin resting on his hand.
딱히 어린 편도 아니야.
Wouldn't be on the youngest side either. Some nests used to conscript anyone old enough to hold a knife. Nests. A nest was basically the center of a district, if my memory is correct. Sounds like nests used to get into wars with one another in the past. Did that happen often?
아주 없는 일은
Not
아니지.
frequently, but it sure as hell did happen.
관리자 양반.
Interested in learning
전쟁에
about
대해
wars,
궁금한 게
Manager
많나 봐.
Bot? I'm not really curious about the details, just gathering info I should know as the manager. As I was about to go on, a glimpse of Gregor's expression I caught from the side stopped me in my tracks. Its eyes seemed to be fixed on somewhere far more distant than the driver's seat.
그런 자세를 뭐라고 하고 싶은
Don't get me
건지
wrong,
모르겠어.
Manager, but I'm not trying to
오히려 좋은
criticize
자세
you or anything. Heck,
상관의
it's
귀가
actually a
많을
pretty
것이다.
stand-up attitude for a boss, I'd say. He slowly continued, taking a pack of cigarettes from his pocket.
그래도 개인적으로는
Still,
모를 수 있을 때
ignorance is a
모르는
gift
기회일지
you should
모른다고
savor while you have it, if you ask
생각해.
me.
일단 알게 되면
Once you're burdened with knowledge, there's no going back. Without another word, he lit his cigarette.
아니요. 방금 저쪽에서
No, you
우회전을
should have
했어야죠.
turned right at the intersection.
괜찮아요, 카론.
It's okay,
조금만 더
Sharon.
가서 꺾어도
We can turn around at the
올바른 길로
next
갈 수
junction.
있어요.
아,
The
기사의
woes
삶은
of a driver.
고단해.
Backseaters, backseat drivers.
뭐 지금 더 급한
Whoa,
건
well, looks like we have
목적지로
more
가는 길을 아는
pressing
거고.
matters at hand.
그렇지
And
관리자
that
양반.
right, Manager Butt. Gregor cackled with cigarette smoke still in his mouth. I was still curious to learn what he'd been through, but he's right that I should focus on other things for now. An urgent matter showed up right before our bus-shaped doorstep too.
옥신각신은 그쯤 해라.
Bus-shaped doorstep?
전방에 다시 적이다.
Enough scrabbling now. More enemies in back.
친구들의 버스에 전화타니 미친 새끼들.
You shoved my pals into the bus, you sick bastards. Are you nuts?
가만 안 둔다.
You'll pay for this. You are just gonna leave with the bus, but now I gotta see you all bleed.
베르,
Merch
연료들이
Bill
시끄러워.
is making a fuss.
카론, 2명 이상 시끄러우면 어지러워.
Sharon will get dizzy if many mouths are being noisy.
걱정할 필요 없다.
Nothing to worry about, Sharon. They'll shut their
이제부터
mouths soon
조용해질 테니.
enough.
전원
Off the bus. Alright. I guess chapter 1 is more of a introduction chapter. But we still have to work through it.
재미는 없겠지만 그렇게 할게요. 되는 건 즐겁네요.
죄를 새겨주겠어.
목표 완전 무력화.
Hey, that's really good.
신속히 처리하죠.
4 blues at the same time.
좀 더 잘 될 수 있을 것 같은데요.
출진이다. 목표 열심히
좀 더 잘 될 수 있을 것 같은데요.
So we get a turn every single turn? We get an extra action every single turn.
흉터의 결과요.
자, 다시 지도를 보자고요.
Okay, let's look at the map again.
카론,
Sharon, can you please focus? Looking at the trio arguing over the map once again, a question arose in my mind. By the way, this bus was specifically made for Limbus Company, right?
정확히는
It was made
저희들만을 위한 버스라고 해야겠네요.
exclusively for us, to be more precise. Isn't that basically what I said?
그게 그 뜻 아니냐고.
You appear to be
생각하고 계신 것 같네요.
failing to identify the nuance. That's weird. I don't think I spoke that part out loud. Is the clock broken or something?
그 정도는 째깍이지 않아도 알 수 있어요.
I can tell that much without hearing it verbalized.
파우스트는
There is nothing that Faust doesn't know, after all. Anyway, it must have taken a long while to get it out of the oven, especially with that mouth on the side.
예상한 만큼 걸려서
It
만들었을
only took
뿐이에요.
the expected amount of time. She's downright oppressive to talk to.
파우스트는 천재예요.
Faust is a well-renowned genius. She knows ins and outs of the city. Oi, if you're so smart, why don't you help those twits at the driver's side figure out a way? Can't sleep a wink with your constant bickering.
파우스트는 오지랖쟁이가 아니에요.
Faust is no matter. She answers to questions but doesn't chime in without being asked first.
그리고 인간이
Additionally,
무언가를 깨닫기
there
위해
is no greater
골똘한
joy
고민을
for a human being than to ponder on problems in order to grasp an answer.
파우스트는
Faust would rather not spoil that delight.
뭘 골똘히
Okay.
해봤어야 공감을 하죠.
You wouldn't get it. I doubt he's pondered on anything ever. I saw Heathcliff's grip on the Bad Titan. However, with Virgilius casting a glare his way, he clicked his tongue as he crossed his arms and forced his eyes shut. I wonder why they're so vitriolic. Vitriolic? Vitriolic.
나랑 마음이
Huh.
맞는 것
You and me
같네,
both,
관리자.
Manager Bud. You and me both. With Gregor's snickers, the bus started again. Alright, are we gonna get there soon?
갈갈이 베어버렸어. 피보다 정신이 맑을 때가 없군.
Alright, we leveled up again. We're probably gonna get there at the end of this chapter.
제가 원하는 대로 베어버려도 되나요?
Greg, you know those pals? Huh? Give me a break. There's no way I know someone in this corner of the back streets. Gregor's face goes dark the moment he looks out the window. Bugheads? Unlike the other miscreants we run into, they were part insectoids. Gosh, Dante, thank goodness your head's shaped like a clock. I would gag if my manager was a huge bug.
저거
Isn't that the same type of augmentation you have, Gregor?
저런 징그러운
Is
벌레들이
this disgusting
일부러
insect
죽는다고?
heads to their necks on purpose?
가까이 붙지 마.
You better stay away. Wouldn't want to catch the pest. Eh? Is that true?
장난이야.
Just a joke. Does my sense of humor not fly with kids your age? While Gregor was left scratching his head, the bus made a languishing sound and came to a slow, deflating halt.
과거 G사에서는
In the
대부분의
past,
직원들이
G-Corp
그레고르
had
씨처럼
procedures on most
시스템
employees to
받았어요.
give them biometric biomimetic weapons like the one Gregor has. Right. G-Corp was with the rhino, the reindeer, and the rabbit.
그레고르 씨 예전 쥐사
You used to work for the
출신이었어요.
old G-Corp, Gregor.
그때 쥐사라면
That company must have been. Ishmael frowned as if she remembered something unpleasant, but didn't speak further. Gregor wore a smile on his mouth, but his hardened eyes were resting downcast, just as a moment ago.
저런 분들은 평소엔 어디서
I
주무시는
wonder,
건가요?
where do people like them sleep at night?
세상에는 하늘을
For many, the
점점
sky
삼고
is a
별을
roof over their head,
종일 삼아
and the
사는
stars are their
사람들도
firelight.
많은 법.
아, 풍요가 있는
So they're the
분들이군요.
poetic sort. I don't think that's what he meant.
보아하니 저들 역시
And
우리의
unless my eyes
여정을
deceive me, they're
방해할
intent on
마음인가 보고.
obstructing our journey.
내려야 하지 않겠어.
Are you going to get off, Gregor?
굳이 날 찝어서 말하는
Care to explain why you're calling my name specifically?
글쎄,
Who knows? I don't feel like rambling about someone's past with my own tongue.
앞장서 그래.
Take the lead, Gregor. You know the reason.
잘 알잖아.
고약한 사람이네.
You're one nasty fellow. A group of soldiers with the heads of insects gathered near the bus.
어디 앞장서는
I'm
거.
not too fond of being in the vanguard.
넌 뭐야?
What are you?
왜
And why does your
우리랑
arm
같은
look
팔을
like
가지고
look
있지?
like ours?
가만.
Hold on, I've seen that face before.
주로 포스터나 잡지에 서식.
Mostly on flyers and magazine covers, I bet. Gregor? Do you know them from somewhere? Not really important right now, manager. Don't think we have the time for reminiscing.
할 상황은 아니에요.
신경 쓰이긴
That
하지만
arm bothers me.
아무렴
but-
어때?
Whatever.
어쨌든
Point is, I
이
can't
앞으로 못
let you through.
지나간다.
That's so. I suppose we can't talk this out.
그런데 이것들은 왜
Why are they
대놓고
showing their
벌레
buggy
모습을
sides
드러내는
out
거야?
in the open anyway?
어린애들은
They
마주치면
make kids
눈물부터
cry. Really
터뜨리겠어.
out to take some
그렉처럼
concealing lessons
피라도
from
발라면 좋잖아.
Greg over here, right?
내가 특이한 케이스야.
I'm a special case. The procedure makes those buggy parts grow on the head most of the time. Although I'm not sure I'd consider myself lucky.
이유는 모르겠지만 저 사람들
It feels like they're trying to stop us from getting to the branch facility for some reason.
이들도 황금 가지를
Are they
누리는 거야?
after the Golden Bough too? Golden Bough? Golden Bough.
그럴지도.
Maybe so.
그 정수를
There
원하는
ought
자는
to be many that are
있으니까.
after the essence.
각각이 바라는
And
소망도
I'm sure each has their own wishes. Isn't that true?
그렇지 않아?
왜날 쳐다봐?
What's that look for? I haven't got a clue either. Okay, some backstory, I guess? There are there are some backstory, but I still don't know what's going on. Let's go. In one haste. Let's go with this.
교전 시작.
좀 더 잘 뵐 수 있을 것 같은데요.
How do I know like how many charges I have?
신속히 처리하죠.
목표 완전 무력화.
흉터의 결과요.
I think it must be like at the bottom as like a as a buff or something.
신속히 처리하죠.
되는 건 즐겁네요. 재미는 없겠지만 그렇게 할 게 되는 건 즐겁네요.
생각대로 되었어. 승리했어.
Okay, cool.
역시 본인은 위대한 해결사가 될 자질이 있어.
Well, let's continue.
파우스트.
There's actually no real reason to stop.
도착했다. 역시
We're here.
카로는
Sharon
길을
knew the
알았던
way
거야.
all along.
역시는 무슨
No,
역시예요.
no, you didn't.
저랑
Sinclair and I had to
남자들도
steer you
얼마나
from
고생했는데.
both sides non-stop.
그래도 이제
I'm glad
동남쪽과
that at
동쪽을
least you
구분할 수
learned to
있어서
tell the difference
다행이에요.
between southeast and northeast, Sharon. So this is the old L Corp?
저도 직접 보는 건
This is my
처음이에요.
first time seeing it with my own
그
eyes
일이
too.
있고 나서
It can't be
시간이
that
오래
long.
지나진 않았을 텐데요.
It can't have been long since that happened.
세상에.
My
어떻게
goodness,
건물이 이
how can a
모양일 수가
building
있죠?
be in such a derelict state? This is a surprising scene for our rich boy, is it?
잡담은
Cut the
그만.
chatter, time to step off. Oh, there are people over there.
유리 씨와 같은
They're
사무소의
fixers from the same
해결사분들이에요.
office as Miss Yuri.
El사지부에
They're experienced
번이나
explorers who had
방문한
visited the
경험자들이죠.
branches of L Corp a number of times.
인사하지.
Give your greetings. The person on the left is Hopkins, and the one on the right is Aya.
아야시다.
안녕하십니까.
Greetings.
붉은 시선님,
The red gaze.
직접 만나뵐 수
It's
있어서
such an honor to
정말
meet you.
영광입니다.
I've heard so many stories of your
그동안 이
deeds,
집으로 왔었는데
and to see you in
이렇게
person.
직접
Yeah.
저 앞에 허름한 창고.
See the shabby warehouse there? That's where the stairs leading down to the branch facilities are.
계단부터는
From there, Yuri here will be your guide.
네.
Yeah.
여기 해결사
These
분들도
fixers have been around a
경험직이니
bit. Count on them to handle complications. That should be enough, yeah? This is as far as I can accompany you. I'll be waiting back as a boss. Huh? Wait, what? You're sorely mistaken if you expect me to babysit you forever, Dante.
혼자서 발 뻗고
So
쉬고
you
있겠다는
take a
건가?
backseat and idle away all alone? If I get myself involved, the expedition would be a little too free of challenge, wouldn't it? It turn into more of a tour.
한마디로 실컷
In other
쥐어짜서
words,
빨리
you want
보내고.
us to come back red, black, and blue.
보통 저렇게 말하면
That's the kind of
항상
line
다른
people
부분이
with
있고.
ulterior motives say.
편한 대로 생각해.
Think whatever you want.
특별히
I've gotten you guides and
붙여줬으니
everything, so do your best
잘
down
해내고
there.
네,
Yes,
잘
I
해내고
certainly
오겠습니다.
won't disappoint you,
불빛
Mr. Redgaze.
최선을 다해보긴 할게요.
I'll try my best, I think. Okay, so abnormality time. Abnormalities. Like I really want to see like the first abnormality, what they're gonna like give us. Okay, so we have to fight some goons first. Let's do it this way.
재미는 없겠지만 그렇게 할게요.
생각대로 되었어.
신속히 처리하죠.
목표 승리했어. 목표
흉터의 결과요.
재미는 없겠지만 그렇게 할게요.
죄를 새겨주겠어.
되는 건 즐겁네요.
흉터의 결과요.
승리했어.
So it seems like when you win a clash, your character gets to hit again.
갈갈이 베어버렸어.
Maybe it's just that
정신이 맑을 때가
skill.
내가 나설
Oh,
차례인가?
let's keep going.
단테, 잠깐 나 좀 보시죠.
Dante, a moment with me, please. While the team was busy exchanging greetings, Virgilius called me to a secluded place.
미리 말해두자면 저들은 8급
Let me tell you in
해결사입니다.
advance that they're only grade 8 fixers. Grade 8?
서열이나
It means they're low rank judges. Errands being their main task.
저들을 이용은
Use them
하되
for your benefit,
의존
but don't rely
하지
on them.
말아야 할 겁니다.
I can't count on them to deal with everything for us. In other words, I nodded to let him know that I understood his point.
어쩌면 그 버스 안에서
He might be the only
제대로
one on the
대화하는
bus
걸
I can
할 수
actually
있는 건
converse with.
당신뿐일지도 모르겠어.
That's so ironic. That's so ironic.
뭐 모험을
Well,
빕니다.
best of luck, Dante.
단테.
Virgilius pat my shoulder and with a bitter smile before slowly making his way back to the bus. Alright, so more thugs.
신속히 처리하죠.
로자, 교전 시작. 목표 일시 무력화. 로자, 교전 시작.
되는 건 즐겁네요.
목표 일시 무력화.
흉터의 결과요. 죄를 새겨주겠어.
Oh. Wait. I got staggered?
죄를 새겨주겠어.
Ah, someone died.
좀 더 잘 뵐 수 있을 것 같은데요.
죄를 새겨주겠어.
되는 건 즐겁네요.
흉터
되는 건 즐겁네요.
혈이 난자오. 죄를 새겨주겠어.
목표 완전 무력화.
혈이 난자오. 흉터의 결과요.
Okay. We're starting to lose people. That.
갈갈이 베어버렸어. 이보다 정신이 맑을 때가 없군.
Alright, this is probably. Okay, we need one ecophyllum module. During the final stretch of each chapter, you'll be exploring a dungeon, a branch facility of the former L Corp. Designate the identities who will be entering the dungeon with you. You can't adjust your team once inside, so choose wisely. Press the enter button. Okay, so oh, you mean like this identity? I think I'll just go with this team here. Everybody's pretty well leveled.